Tonight, you are invited to rest within a quiet medieval world, a place of stone walls and warm torchlight, where nothing is required of you and nothing needs to be remembered. Imagine yourself approaching a great castle as dusk settles gently over the land, the sky fading into deep blues and soft shades of grey. The air is cool but calm, carrying the faint scent of earth and distant wood smoke. Each step toward the castle feels unhurried, as though time itself has slowed to accommodate your breathing, steady and relaxed. You are safe here, and you may simply listen, allowing the story to unfold at its own gentle pace. The castle stands tall, not as a fortress of conflict, but as a quiet guardian of routine and shelter. Its stone walls have absorbed centuries of wind and rain, holding warmth gathered from countless evenings like this one. Small windows glow faintly from within, lit by candles and hearth fires that flicker softly, never demanding attention. As you pass beneath the arched gate, the sound of the outside world fades, replaced by a sense of enclosure and calm. The courtyard is wide and still, with cobblestones worn smooth by time and footsteps long past. Within these walls, daily life moves in simple, predictable rhythms. Knights return from routine patrols, their armor muted and unpolished, reflecting only the dim light of torches as they walk slowly across the stone. There is no urgency in their movements, only familiarity, a quiet understanding of place and purpose. Horses are led gently to their stables, hooves making soft, rhythmic sounds against the ground. Somewhere nearby, a wooden door closes quietly, followed by a long, unbroken silence. As night deepens, the castle settles further into stillness. High above, banners hang motionless from towers, resting against the stone as if asleep themselves. A soft breeze moves through the open spaces, carrying the distant sound of an owl, and the faint creak of timber beams adjusting to cooler air. Inside the keep, long corridors stretch in calm shadows, illuminated by pools of amber light that never shift abruptly. Footsteps echo briefly, then fade, leaving the quiet undisturbed. You may notice how the environment feels steady and unchanging, how nothing here rushes or surprises. The castle exists as it always has, grounded and patient, offering shelter and routine. Even the passage of time feels gentle, marked only by the slow burning of candles and the gradual cooling of the stones beneath. The night sky. As you continue to listen, you can allow yourself to drift alongside these unhurried moments, letting the sounds and images blend together, guiding you deeper into rest, while the medieval world remains calmly awake around you. As the night deepens, the castle's quiet presence unfolds around you, inviting calm and gentle curiosity. Beyond the courtyard, narrow stone streets stretch outward, bathed in the muted glow of lanterns swinging softly in the evening breeze. The scent of baked bread drifts faintly from the baker's home, mingling with the cool night air. Villagers move with care, their footsteps quiet against cobblestones, finishing the last of their evening routines before stillness settles. Nothing demands your attention here. Your mind may wander lightly, tracing faint sounds or simply resting in the safety of knowing all is peaceful. Inside the castle, the keep exudes a steady warmth, each stone thick and enduring, absorbing centuries of evenings like this one. Torchlight flickers along corridors, casting soft shadows that move slowly across tapestries depicting heraldry and past events of knights and nobility, each image telling a story without urgency or drama, letting your imagination drift along with the rhythm of the narration. Doors to private chambers remain closed, offering only soft echoes when they shift, maintaining the sense of containment, comfort, and gentle order. Occasionally, a distant bell or the far-off clatter of a horse's hooves carries through the gates, a reminder of life continuing quietly beyond the walls, yet never breaking serenity within. Notice subtle patterns, banners hanging unmoving from poles, torchlight mirrored in polished armor, or the gentle sway of a lantern above the stairway. Each moment is measured, deliberate, and unhurried, giving your mind the opportunity to settle, to synchronize with the slow rhythm of the medieval night. Even the wind seems to move differently here, brushing through narrow spaces between towers and the long battlements in a soft, measured cadence. It carries whispers of leaves, faint scents of wood smoke and earth, and the cool breath of night, threading through every chamber and corridor. In these quiet moments, your breathing may match the rhythm of the environment, slow and deep, carrying a sense of connection to the enduring stone and softly illuminated spaces. Let your awareness drift over many small details, the texture of stone walls, the faint creak of floorboards, the distant echo of footsteps, all combined into a hypnotic cadence. These patterns of medieval life, the quiet rituals of the castle at night, and the soft layering of ambient sounds create a cocoon of comfort, a space where your mind can detach from the day, resting and observing without thought, guided only by the calm continuity of this gentle, ancient world. Beyond the inner halls, the castle opens into quiet courtyards and narrow passageways, where the soft glow of lanterns casts elongated shadows along stone walls. The gentle night air drifts in through open archways, carrying faint scents of herbs from a nearby garden, and the subtle warmth of fireplaces from distant chambers. Each sound is measured and calm, the distant clink of a bucket being set down, the soft shuffle of slippers on stone floors, the low murmur of a servant finishing the final chores of the evening. Nothing startles, nothing demands attention. The castle breathes slowly, and you breathe alongside it. In the courtyard, a fountain rests silently, its water glimmering faintly under the moonlight that filters through the towers. Each ripple moves with a quiet, repetitive cadence, reflecting the steady rhythm of the night. Nearby, trees sway gently, their leaves whispering softly in the breeze, blending seamlessly with the distant sounds of the village beyond the castle walls. You may imagine the faint rustle of banners, hanging motionless from poles, moving only when the wind passes lightly through the battlements. These small, repetitive movements create a pattern mind can follow effortlessly, easing tension and allowing awareness to drift toward rest. High above, the towers hold watch silently. From narrow windows, the soft light of candles glimmers, illuminating the cold stone in muted amber tones. Armor displayed along the walls stands still, catching tiny flecks of torchlight, reflecting nothing but calm. Each corridor and staircase feels deliberate in its placement, guiding footsteps without hurry, maintaining a gentle, predictable rhythm. You may sense the texture of the stone beneath your hands, the warmth of flickering torches nearby, and the cool drafts moving softly around corners, all woven together into a calm, hypnotic environment. Throughout the castle, small details repeat in subtle ways, creating a soothing continuity. The distant toll of a bell, the faint creak of timber settling, the soft shuffle of cloth across the stone. Your own mind begins to match this slow, consistent pace. Each inhale mirrors the calm rhythm of the night. Each exhale lets go of tension, aligning your awareness with the steady patterns of medieval life. The castle's quiet presence feels like a blanket, enfolding you in safety and tranquility, guiding your thoughts gently toward rest without effort or expectation. Allow the atmosphere to settle fully around you. Enduring stone, soft candlelight, gentle night air brushing across open spaces, all combine into a continuous, unhurried flow. Your senses follow the measured cadence of this world, absorbing its calm repetition. Here, within the castle and beneath the starlit sky, you can let your awareness drift, free from distraction, carried along by the rhythm of quiet stone, distant lanterns, and the timeless, peaceful presence of the medieval night. Deeper into the castle, the halls open into quiet chambers and high, vaulted rooms, where the faint flicker of torchlight casts long, gentle shadows across stone floors. The air is cool but comforting, carrying faint hints of aged wood, polished stone, and lingering warmth from distant hearths. Every sound is soft and measured, a curtain shifting slightly in a draught, the distant echo of a careful footstep, the subtle groan of timber settling into the night. Nothing demands attention here. Nothing pulls you from the calm. The castle exists, as it always has, patient and enduring, inviting your mind to follow its slow rhythm. Along the corridors, tapestries depicting heraldry and past events hang still, their colors muted in the amber light, telling silent stories of knights and nobility without urgency or drama. You may notice how the folds of the fabric ripple slightly as the air moves, or how a polished suit of armor catches a tiny fleck of torchlight, reflecting only calm. Doors to chambers remain closed, soft echoes of hinges moving gently, marking transitions, maintaining a sense of order and gentle repetition. Your awareness drifts over these details naturally, absorbing each soft sound and subtle movement without effort. In small courtyards visible through arched windows, fountains and plants rest quietly, their motion minimal, measured, and predictable. The water ripples with a gentle cadence, leaves sway lightly in the night breeze, and distant lanterns glow faintly in patterns your mind can follow effortlessly. Each element aligns with the slow, unhurried pacing of the castle night, reinforcing a feeling of safety and continuity. Even the wind seems to move with deliberation, brushing softly across the battlements, carrying whispers of leaves and the faint scent of wood smoke from distant chimneys. As you move through the mental landscape of the castle, subtle repetitions emerge. The distant toll of a bell, a faint shuffle of cloth against stone, the soft creak of floorboards, the quiet movement of a lantern swinging in a draught. These small and changing rhythms guide your breathing, helping it slow naturally, aligning each inhale and exhale with the measured cadence of the medieval night. Your mind drifts, observing and resting at the same time, free from urgency, wrapped in the enduring calm of stone walls, flickering torchlight, and soft ambient echoes. Allow yourself to notice the textures, the sounds, the faint motion, and the gentle lighting around you. The castle remains steady, patient, timeless, and wholly safe. Each step of the imagined journey flows into the next. Each observation blends seamlessly with the last, creating a continuous, hypnotic environment. Within this enduring medieval space, under the quiet starlit sky, your awareness may drift fully, resting within the rhythm of the castle, the distant lanterns, and the soft, unbroken night that surrounds you. Outside the main halls, the castle grounds stretch into quiet gardens and open courtyards, where the moonlight bathes everything in soft, silvery hues. The gentle night air carries faint scents of flowering herbs, damp earth, and the lingering warmth of daytime sun slowly fading from stone walls. You may hear the soft rustle of leaves in the breeze, the faint drip of water from a fountain, or the subtle creak of wooden gates settling into place. Every sound is gentle, measured, and predictable, creating a rhythm your mind can follow effortlessly, letting tension slip away as you move deeper into the castle night. Along the garden paths, lanterns hang still from wrought iron posts, their glow steady and comforting, reflecting in small puddles where the recent rain has settled. The edges of the hedges and the gentle curve of cobblestones guide the eye without urgency, and the distant sound of a bird settling into its nest adds a faint, natural layer to the environment. Nothing startles, nothing intrudes, only a quiet, unhurried continuity. You may imagine walking slowly along these paths, feeling the smooth stone beneath your feet and the cool brush of air against your skin, each step synchronized with the rhythm of the castle night. Within the castle, the chambers themselves exude calm and stability. Wooden beams above stretch across ceilings, supporting stone walls that have stood for centuries, each surface carrying a quiet warmth from torchlight and the memory of countless evenings like this one. Doors remain closed, and even the smallest echoes, footsteps, shifting cloth, or the subtle swing of a lantern blend into the overall serenity, enhancing the hypnotic flow. These minor, repeating patterns create a sense of safety, a predictable cadence that your mind can settle into easily, allowing attention to drift without effort or thought. Occasionally, a distant bell sounds, faint and measured, signaling the slow passing of time, yet never demanding awareness. The wind moves lightly through the battlements, carrying distant murmurs of the village beyond, and the faint aroma of baked bread or wood smoke drifts intermittently, reinforcing continuity and immersion. All elements of the scene, stone, torchlight, air, sound, work together, wrapping the mind in comfort, repeating quietly and rhythmically, guiding awareness gently towards stillness. Allow your senses to absorb the gentle environment, the texture of stone walls, the subtle flicker of light, the distant, soft echoes of life within the castle. Each detail flows into the next naturally, reinforcing calm and continuity. In this enduring medieval world, under the quiet, starlit sky, your mind may drift freely, breathing with the rhythm of the castle, resting fully within the unbroken, safe, and timeless presence that surrounds you. Moving further into the castle's inner rooms, the quiet deepens, carrying a soft sense of stillness that surrounds every stone surface. Torchlight flickers along the walls, casting slow, gentle shadows that shift imperceptibly, while the cool night air moves lightly through open windows and archways. You may notice the subtle scent of polished wood and aged stone, mingling with the faint warmth of distant hearths, creating a calm, enveloping atmosphere. Every sound is soft and measured. The distant scrape of a chair, the faint rustle of cloth, the whisper of wind through narrow spaces, all blending seamlessly into the rhythm of the castle night. Along the long corridors, tapestries hang motionless, depicting scenes of knights and royalty from centuries past, their colors muted by soft, amber torchlight, their details absorbing attention without urgency or distraction. Polished armor stands silently against walls, reflecting flickers of light that dance slowly, creating a hypnotic pattern for the eyes and mind alike. Doors to private chambers remain closed, offering only soft echoes when they shift, maintaining the sense of order, calm, and gentle repetition that encourages the mind to relax further. In small, open courtyards visible through arched windows, fountains ripple quietly, and the leaves of trees sway gently in the night breeze. Lanterns glow faintly along the paths, their light steady and reassuring. The patterns of movement, sound, and light repeat softly, creating a rhythm your mind can follow effortlessly. Even the wind carries itself slowly through the battlements, brushing along stone surfaces and whispering faintly through distant towers, threading the castle together into a continuous, unhurried flow. The subtle sounds and sensations of the castle continue to guide your awareness. The distant toll of a bell, the soft creak of timber, the gentle shuffle of cloth, each small repetition aligning with your breathing, helping it slow naturally. Your mind drifts in time with these calm patterns, absorbing the steady rhythm of stone, light, and air. The castle feels timeless, patient, and wholly safe, enfolding you in its quiet, enduring presence. Allow your attention to linger on the textures, the soft lighting, the gentle sounds, and the measured movement of air around you, each detail blending seamlessly into the next, creating a continuous, hypnotic environment. Here, within the quiet medieval castle under a starlit sky, your mind may drift fully, resting deeply within the calm, steady presence of stone, torchlight, and the serene night that surrounds you. In the quietest parts of the castle, the rooms grow smaller and more intimate, yet the calm remains consistent, steady, and enveloping. The torchlight flickers along the walls, casting soft, elongated shadows that stretch gently across the stone floors, while the cool night air drifts through narrow windows, carrying subtle scents of polished wood, herbs, and lingering warmth from distant hearths. Every sound is delicate and measured, the faint creak of timber, the soft shuffle of cloth, the whisper of air moving across stone surfaces, each one blending naturally into the quiet rhythm of the castle night. allowing your mind to follow without effort or expectation. Along the corridors, tapestries depict long-forgotten scenes of knights on patrol, of royal ceremonies, and of quiet domestic moments, their muted colors absorbing attention without urgency, letting your imagination drift lazily with the rhythm of the narration. Suits of armor stand silently against the walls, reflecting tiny flecks of torchlight, each movement subtle, deliberate, and hypnotic. Doors to private chambers remain closed, their soft echoes adding to the gentle continuity, creating a predictable cadence that your mind can rest within. Through open archways, small courtyards and gardens rest quietly beneath the night sky. Fountains ripple gently, leaves sway in the soft breeze, and lanterns glow faintly along pathways, their light steady and unchanging. Patterns of movement, sound, and light repeat subtly, reinforcing calm, allowing awareness to settle fully. Even the wind seems measured, brushing along battlements and echoing faintly through distant towers, threading together the castle into a single, unhurried flow. Small, repeated sounds continue to guide your attention. The distant toll of a bell, a soft creak of floorboards, a faint shuffle of cloth, each one aligning naturally with your breathing, helping it slow and deepen. Your mind drifts with the steady rhythm, absorbing the unchanging pace of stone, torchlight, and night air. The castle feels timeless, patient, and protective, wrapping you in safety and quiet comfort. Focus on the textures, the light, the soft sounds, and the gentle patterns of movement surrounding you, each detail blending into the next, forming a continuous, hypnotic environment. Within this medieval castle under a calm, starlit sky, your awareness may drift completely, resting deeply within the quiet, steady presence of stone, torchlight, and the unbroken serenity of the night that surrounds you. Deeper into the castle's quiet chambers, the atmosphere becomes softer, more intimate, yet the calm remains consistent and steady. Torchlight flickers gently along the stone walls, creating long, slow shadows that stretch across the floors, while cool night air drifts through narrow windows, carrying faint scents of polished wood, herbs, and the distant warmth of a hearth. Every sound is delicate and measured, the subtle creak of timber settling, the soft shuffle of cloth, the whisper of air moving through the halls, all blending seamlessly into the gentle rhythm of the castle night, guiding your mind towards stillness. Along the hallways, tapestries hang motionless, depicting knights, royalty, and quiet moments of past centuries, their muted colors inviting your imagination to drift without effort, each scene flowing into the next like a calm story. Polished armor stands quietly against the walls, reflecting tiny flecks of torchlight, each subtle reflection reinforcing the hypnotic cadence of the environment. Doors to private chambers remain closed, their soft echoes merging into the overall rhythm, creating a predictable, soothing pattern your mind can follow naturally. Through arched windows, small courtyards rest under the starlit sky, fountains rippling quietly, leaves swaying gently in the breeze, lanterns glowing faintly along winding paths, every soft, repeated movement reinforcing calm and continuity. Even the wind seems deliberate, brushing along battlements and drifting through distant towers, connecting the castle into a slow, unbroken flow. These small, subtle patterns provide a gentle framework for your mind, helping attention drift naturally and effortlessly. Soft sounds continue to guide your awareness, a distant bell tolling faintly, the creak of a floorboard, the subtle shuffle of fabric, each repetition syncing with your breathing, allowing each inhale and exhale to slow naturally. The castle feels timeless, patient, and protective, enfolding you in quiet comfort. Your mind drifts along the steady rhythm of stone, torchlight, and night air, gradually releasing tension and embracing stillness. Focus on the textures, the gentle light, the faint sounds, and the subtle patterns of movement around you, all blending into a continuous, hypnotic environment. Within this medieval castle, under the calm night sky, your awareness may drift fully, resting deeply within the steady, unbroken presence of stone, torchlight, and the enduring serenity of the surrounding night. In the quietest corners of the castle, chambers grow smaller and more private, yet the calm remains steady and all-encompassing. Torchlight flickers softly across stone walls, stretching gentle shadows along the floors, while the cool night air drifts through narrow windows, carrying faint scents of polished wood, herbs, and the lingering warmth of distant hearths. Every sound is delicate and measured, a subtle creak of timber, the soft shuffle of cloth, a whisper of air moving through the rooms, all blending into the slow, hypnotic rhythm of the castle night, allowing your mind to follow naturally, releasing tension without effort. Along the hallways, tapestries hang still, depicting nights, ceremonies, and quiet domestic moments, their muted colors inviting your imagination to drift slowly, each scene flowing seamlessly into the next. Suits of polished armor rest silently against walls, catching tiny flecks of torchlight, reflecting calm and order rather than movement or drama. Doors to chambers remain closed, the faint echo of hinges moving softly adding to the steady, predictable cadence that encourages your mind to relax deeper. Through narrow archways, small courtyards lie in soft starlight, fountains rippling quietly, leaves swaying gently in the night breeze, lanterns glowing faintly along the stone paths, every subtle, repeated motion reinforcing calm and continuity. Even the wind seems deliberate, brushing lightly across battlements and drifting through distant towers, connecting the castle into a single, unhurried flow. These delicate rhythms create a framework for your mind, guiding awareness effortlessly toward stillness. Soft sounds continue to guide your attention. The faint toll of a distant bell, the gentle creak of a floorboard, the quiet shuffle of fabric, each repetition matching the rhythm of your breath, slowing it naturally. The castle feels timeless, patient, and protective, enfolding you in gentle comfort. Your mind drifts in harmony with the steady cadence of stone, torchlight, and night air, gradually letting go, surrendering fully to the serene presence around you. Allow yourself to notice the textures, the muted light, the subtle sounds, and the slow patterns of movement, each detail blending seamlessly into the next, forming a continuous, hypnotic environment. Within this medieval castle under the calm, starlit sky. Your awareness may drift completely, resting deeply within the steady, unbroken presence of stone, torchlight, and the enduring, tranquil night. Moving deeper into the castle, the chambers become smaller and more secluded, their quiet presence amplified by the soft flicker of torchlight against stone walls. Shadows stretch slowly across floors, shifting imperceptibly, while the cool night air drifts through narrow windows, carrying faint scents of polished wood, aged stone, and lingering warmth from distant hearths. Every sound is gentle and measured, the subtle creak of timber, the faint shuffle of cloth, the whisper of air moving through narrow passages, each one blending naturally into the calm, hypnotic rhythm of the castle night, inviting your mind to drift with ease. Along the hallways, tapestries depicting nights, ceremonies, and quiet domestic life hang motionless, their muted colors absorbing attention without urgency. Polished suits of armor rest silently against the walls, catching tiny flecks of torchlight, reflecting calm and order rather than movement. Doors to private chambers remain closed, offering soft echoes when they move, maintaining a predictable cadence that encourages your mind to relax deeper. You may feel your own breath sensing with these subtle, repeating rhythms, slowing naturally as attention drifts from one gentle detail to the next. Through arched windows, small courtyards lie in muted starlight, fountains rippling quietly, leaves swaying gently in the breeze, and lanterns glowing faintly along stone paths, each small motion repeating softly, reinforcing calm and continuity. Even the wind feels deliberate, brushing along battlements, drifting through distant towers, connecting the castle into a slow, unbroken flow. These subtle, repeated patterns provide a framework for your mind, allowing awareness to settle fully, effortlessly, and without effort. Soft, recurring sounds guide your attention further. The distant toll of a bell, a faint creak of timber, the soft shuffle of cloth, each aligning naturally with your breathing, encouraging it to deepen and slow. The castle feels timeless, patient, and protective, enfolding you in quiet, steady comfort. Your mind drifts alongside the rhythm of stone, torchlight, and night air, gradually letting go of tension, moving gently toward stillness. Focus on the textures, the faint illumination, the subtle sounds, and the slow, repeated patterns around you, each detail blending into the next to create a continuous, hypnotic environment. Within this medieval castle under a calm, starlit sky, your awareness may drift fully, resting completely within the quiet, enduring presence of stone, torchlight, and the tranquil, unbroken night. Beyond the familiar corridors, the castle opens into quieter inner spaces, where the atmosphere feels even softer, more enclosed, and deeply restful. Torchlight glows faintly along the stone walls, its movement slow and unhurried, while the cool night air drifts gently through narrow openings, carrying subtle scents of old wood, parchment, and lingering warmth. Every sound remains calm and measured. The distant settling of stone, the quiet creak of beams, the soft whisper of air moving through the halls, each sound folding naturally into the steady rhythm of the night, encouraging your mind to slow without effort. Here, Rooms are furnished simply, designed for function and quiet reflection rather than display. Wooden tables rest silently, chairs stand neatly arranged, and shelves hold objects untouched by motion. Everything remains still, predictable, and safe. Tapestries hang loosely, their woven scenes barely visible in the low light, offering texture without demanding attention. Even the faint echoes of movement feel distant and gentle, dissolving quickly into silence, reinforcing the sense of calm continuity that surrounds you. Through small windows, the night sky stretches quietly above the castle grounds. Stars remain steady, lanterns glow faintly below, and the soft outlines of rooftops and towers rest peacefully under the moonlight. A gentle breeze moves across stone surfaces, carrying the faint sound of leaves brushing together somewhere beyond the walls. These subtle exterior cues blend seamlessly with the interior stillness, creating a balanced, unbroken environment where nothing interrupts the flow of calm. Soft repetitions continue to guide awareness, a distant bell sounding once, the quiet shift of fabric, the faint echo of footsteps far away, each sound arriving slowly, then fading completely. Your breathing follows the same pattern, steady and unforced, aligning with the slow cadence of the castle. The walls feel protective, timeless, and unmoving, holding the night gently in place as your thoughts begin to drift more freely. Allow your attention to rest on the textures around you, the low glow of light, the quiet movement of air, and the reassuring stillness of stone, each sensation blending into the next, forming a continuous, hypnotic atmosphere. Within this medieval castle, wrapped in silence and soft illumination, your awareness may drift further, settling deeply into the calm, steady presence of the night, unbroken and endlessly gentle. Further within the castle, the space grows quieter still, as if the walls themselves are absorbing sound and releasing only calm. Torchlight softens here, its glow dimmer and steadier, resting gently against stone surfaces that feel cool, smooth, and reassuring. The night air moves slowly through narrow passages, carrying faint traces of parchment, wood, and stone that have rested undisturbed for generations. Every sound is subdued and unhurried. The soft settling of timber, the quiet sigh of air through an opening, the distant echo of something gently shifting far away, all blending seamlessly into the castle's slow rhythm. These inner rooms feel protected from time, arranged with simple order and quiet purpose. Tables stand still, benches rest neatly against walls, and shelves hold objects that seem to belong to the silence rather than interrupt it. Nothing calls for attention. Nothing pulls the mind outward. Tapestries and draped cloth hang loosely, their textures barely visible in the low light, offering softness without movement. Even the echoes here are brief and muted, dissolving quickly, reinforcing a sense of enclosure and safety. Through small, high windows, the night sky appears calm and unchanged. Stars remain fixed, the moonlight steady, outlining distant rooftops and towers without motion. A light breeze brushes across the stone, carrying the faint sound of leaves somewhere beyond the walls, then fading again into stillness. The outside world feels distant and gentle, its presence blending naturally with the interior quiet, forming a continuous, unbroken atmosphere that allows the mind to rest deeply. Soft repetitions continue to guide awareness, a single bell sounding faintly, the subtle shift of fabric, the quiet echo of footsteps far below, each sound arriving slowly, then disappearing completely. Your breathing mirrors this pattern, calm and even, aligning effortlessly with the steady cadence of the castle. The walls feel solid and enduring, holding the night in place, offering a sense of protection that allows thoughts to drift freely, without urgency or direction. Let your attention rest on the cool textures of stone, the low glow of torchlight, the gentle movement of air, and the reassuring stillness surrounding you, each sensation blending into the next, creating a smooth, hypnotic flow. Within this medieval castle, wrapped in silence and soft illumination, your awareness may drift further still, settling comfortably into the calm, steady presence of the night, quiet and uninterrupted. As the castle settles even deeper into the night, the surrounding stillness feels fuller, almost tangible, as though calm itself has taken form within the stone. Torchlight now glows very softly, its warmth diffused across walls that seem to absorb both light and sound. The air here is cool and steady, carrying faint hints of dust, aged parchment, and stone that has rested quietly for centuries. Every sound remains slow and restrained, a distant settling of masonry, the soft breath of wind through a narrow opening, the barely audible creak of a beam easing into place, all moving together in a gentle, predictable rhythm. These spaces feel seldom used, preserved for moments of quiet reflection rather than activity. Wooden doors remain closed, their surfaces smooth and undisturbed, while simple furnishings rest exactly where they belong. Nothing shifts, nothing demands attention. Draped fabrics hang loosely, their folds barely visible in the dim glow, offering texture without movement. Even the echoes feel softened here, fading almost immediately, reinforcing the sense that this part of the castle exists purely for rest and stillness. High above, through small openings, the night sky appears unchanged and serene. Stars remain steady, moonlight rests lightly against distant towers, and the faint outline of rooftops sits motionless beneath the sky. A gentle breeze passes briefly across the stone, carrying a soft, natural sound from far beyond the walls, then disappears again into silence. The world outside feels distant and unintrusive, blending naturally with the calm inside, forming a continuous and unbroken environment. Subtle repetitions continue to guide your awareness, a faint bell sounding far away, the soft shift of fabric, the quiet echo of movement somewhere deep within the castle. Each sound arrives slowly and fades completely. Your breathing follows this same unforced pattern, steady and even, aligning effortlessly with the castle's rhythm. The stone walls feel protective and unmoving, holding the night gently in place, allowing thoughts to drift without shape or urgency. Let your attention rest on the cool stone, the dim light, the gentle air, and the quiet patterns surrounding you, each sensation flowing into the next, creating a smooth, hypnotic continuity. Within this medieval castle, surrounded by silence and softened light, your awareness may drift further, settling deeply into the calm, steady presence of the night, peaceful and uninterrupted. Deeper still, the castle seems to breathe in long, quiet intervals, as if the night itself has settled fully into the stone. Torchlight here is faint and steady, barely shifting, casting soft pools of warmth against walls that feel cool, smooth, and reassuring. The air moves slowly through narrow spaces, carrying subtle traces of old wood, dust, and stone that has remained undisturbed for generations. Every sound is gentle and restrained, a distant creak easing into silence, the soft passage of air through an opening, the barely perceptible settling of timber, all unfolding in a calm, predictable rhythm that invites the mind to slow naturally. These inner chambers appear untouched by urgency or time. Doors remain closed, their surfaces worn smooth, while simple furnishings rest exactly where they have always been. Benches, tables, and shelves arranged with quiet intention. Draped cloth hangs loosely, its folds softened by the dim light, offering texture without movement or distraction. Even echoes here seem absorbed by the stone, fading almost immediately, reinforcing the sense of enclosure and deep calm that surrounds you. Through small, high windows, the night sky remains serene and unchanged. Stars hold their positions. Moonlight rests lightly along distant towers, and the outlines of rooftops sit motionless beneath the sky. A gentle breeze passes briefly across the stone, carrying a faint, natural sound from far beyond the walls, then dissolves again into stillness. The outside world feels distant and quiet, blending seamlessly with the interior calm, forming a continuous and unbroken environment. Soft repetitions continue to guide awareness, a bell sounding faintly in the distance, the subtle shift of fabric, the quiet echo of movement far away, each sound arriving slowly, then fading completely. Your breathing mirrors this pattern, steady and unforced, aligning effortlessly with the rhythm of the castle. The walls feel solid and enduring, holding the night gently in place, allowing thoughts to loosen and drift without direction. Let your attention rest on the cool stone, the low glow of light, the gentle movement of air, and the reassuring stillness around you, each sensation flowing into the next, creating a smooth, hypnotic continuity. Within this medieval castle, wrapped in silence and softened illumination, your awareness may drift further still, settling comfortably into the calm, steady presence of the night, quiet and uninterrupted. As the night deepens further, the castle seems suspended in a long moment of stillness, where time moves slowly and without urgency. Torchlight remains faint and even, resting softly against stone walls that feel cool, solid, and unmoving. The air drifts gently through narrow corridors, carrying quiet traces of dust, aged wood, and stone that has rested undisturbed through countless nights. Every sound is softened here, the distant settling of masonry, the low whisper of air through a gap, the quiet easing of timber into place, all unfolding in a slow, predictable cadence that encourages the mind to release effort and tension. These spaces feel deeply private, designed not for movement, but for rest and quiet presence. Doors remain closed, their surfaces worn smooth by time, while simple furnishings rest exactly where they belong. Benches aligned neatly, tables untouched, shelves holding objects that blend naturally into the silence. Draped fabrics hang loosely, their textures barely visible in the dim glow, offering softness without motion. Even footsteps, if imagined, would sound distant and brief, dissolving almost immediately into the surrounding calm. High above, glimpses of the night sky remain steady and unchanged. Stars hold their positions. Moonlight rests lightly along towers and rooftops, and the outlines of stone structures remain motionless beneath the sky. A faint breeze passes occasionally, brushing across stone surfaces and carrying a gentle, natural sound from far beyond the walls. Before fading again into stillness, the outside world feels far away, present only as a soft suggestion, blending seamlessly with the quiet inside. Gentle repetitions continue to guide awareness, a bell sounding faintly and far off, the subtle shift of fabric, the quiet echo of movement somewhere deep within the castle. Each sound arrives slowly, then fades completely. Your breathing follows this same unforced rhythm, steady and calm, aligning effortlessly with the castle's cadence. The walls feel protective and enduring, holding the night in place, allowing thoughts to drift freely, without shape or direction. Allow your attention to rest on the cool stone, the low, steady light, the gentle movement of air, and the reassuring stillness around you, each sensation flowing naturally into the next, creating a smooth, hypnotic continuity. Within this medieval castle, wrapped in silence and softened illumination, your awareness may drift deeper still, settling comfortably into the calm, steady presence of the night, peaceful and uninterrupted. Within the deepest sections of the castle, the silence feels fuller, as though the stone itself is gently holding the night in place. Torchlight is now barely moving, its glow steady and soft, resting against walls that feel cool, smooth, and reassuringly solid. The air drifts slowly through narrow passages, carrying faint traces of dust, old wood, and stone that has known centuries of quiet. Every sound is subdued and distant, the gentle settling of timber, the soft sigh of air through a hidden opening, the barely audible shift of stone easing into rest, all unfolding in a calm, predictable rhythm that invites the mind to let go. These rooms seem preserved for a stillness alone. Doors remain closed, their surfaces worn smooth by time, while simple furnishings rest undisturbed. Tables are lined carefully, benches placed with intention, shelves holding objects that belong naturally to the quiet. Draped cloth hangs loosely, its folds softened by the dim light, offering texture without motion or distraction. Even imagined movement feels slow here, brief and gentle, dissolving quickly back into silence through small openings high above. The night sky remains unchanged and serene. Stars hold steady, moonlight rests lightly along towers and rooftops, and the outlines of stone structures remain motionless beneath the sky. A light breeze passes occasionally, brushing softly across the stone and carrying a faint natural sound from far beyond the walls, before fading again into stillness. The outside world feels distant and calm, blending seamlessly with the interior quiet. Soft repetitions continue to guide awareness, a bell sounding faintly in the distance, the subtle shift of fabric, the quiet echo of movement far away, each sound arriving slowly, then fading completely. Your breathing mirrors this same pattern, steady and unforced, aligning effortlessly with the rhythm of the castle. The walls feel protective and enduring, holding the night gently in place, allowing thoughts to drift freely without direction or urgency. Let your attention rest on the cool stone, the low, steady light, the gentle movement of air, and the reassuring stillness surrounding you, each sensation flowing naturally into the next, creating a smooth, hypnotic continuity. Within this medieval castle, wrapped in silence and softened illumination, your awareness may drift deeper still, settling comfortably into the calm, steady presence of the night, quiet and uninterrupted. Beneath the highest towers and far from the outer walls, the castle rests in a profound quiet, where the night feels settled and complete. Torchlight here is steady and dim, casting a gentle warmth against stone that feels cool, smooth, and deeply reassuring. The air moves slowly through narrow corridors, carrying faint traces of dust, aged wood, and stone that has remained undisturbed for centuries. Every sound is softened and distant, the quiet easing of timber, the low whisper of air through hidden gaps, the subtle settling of ancient masonry, each unfolding in a slow, predictable rhythm that encourages the mind to release effort and drift naturally. These spaces feel timeless, arranged with quiet order and purpose. Doors remain closed, their surfaces worn smooth, while simple furnishings rest exactly where they belong. Benches aligned neatly, tables untouched, shelves holding objects that blend seamlessly into the silence. Draped fabrics hang loosely, their folds barely visible in the low light, offering texture without movement. Even imagined footsteps feel slow and gentle here, dissolving almost immediately into the surrounding calm. Above, through small openings, the night sky remains unchanged. Stars hold steady, moonlight rests lightly along distant rooftops, and the outlines of towers remain motionless beneath the sky. A faint breeze passes occasionally, brushing across stone surfaces and carrying a soft, natural sound from far beyond the walls, then fading again into quiet. The outside world feels distant and unintrusive, blending naturally with the stillness inside, forming a continuous and unbroken environment. Subtle repetitions continue to guide awareness, a bell sounding faintly and far away, the gentle shift of fabric, the quiet echo of movement somewhere deep within the castle. Each sound arrives slowly, then fades completely. Your breathing follows this same enforced pattern, steady and calm, aligning effortlessly with the castle's rhythm. The walls feel protective and enduring, holding the night gently in place, allowing thoughts to loosen and drift without direction. Allow your attention to rest on the cool stone, the low glow of light, the gentle movement of air, and the reassuring silence around you, each sensation flowing naturally into the next, creating a smooth, hypnotic continuity. Within this medieval castle, surrounded by softened light and deep quiet, your awareness may drift further, settling comfortably into the calm, steady presence of the night, held gently in stillness. Deeper within the heart of the castle, the quiet feels complete and undisturbed, as though the night has settled permanently into the stone. Torchlight is faint and unwavering here, its glow resting gently against walls that feel cool, smooth, and deeply comforting. The air moves slowly through narrow passages, carrying subtle traces of dust, old wood, and stone that has known centuries of rest. Every sound is distant and restrained, the gentle settling of timber, the soft sigh of air through a hidden opening, the barely audible shift of masonry easing into stillness, all forming a calm, predictable rhythm that allows the mind to release effort entirely. These chambers seem designed for silence alone. Doors remain closed, their surfaces worn smooth by time, while simple furnishings rest undisturbed in careful order. Tables are lined neatly, benches placed with quiet intention, shelves holding objects that belong naturally to the calm. Draped cloth hangs loosely, its folds softened by dim light, offering texture without motion or distraction. Even imagined movement feels slow and brief here, dissolving quickly back into the surrounding quiet. High above, through small openings, the night sky remains steady and unchanged. Stars hold their positions. Moonlight rests lightly along distant towers, and the outlines of rooftops remain motionless beneath the sky. A faint breeze passes occasionally, brushing across stone surfaces and carrying a gentle, natural sound from far beyond the walls. Before fading again into silence, the outside world feels far away, blending seamlessly with the interior stillness. Soft repetitions continue to guide awareness, a bell sounding faintly in the distance, the subtle shift of fabric, the quiet echo of movement far away, each sound arriving slowly, then fading completely. Your breathing mirrors this same enforced pattern, steady and calm, aligning effortlessly with the castle's rhythm. The walls feel protective and enduring, holding the night gently in place, allowing thoughts to drift freely without shape or urgency. Let your attention rest on the cool stone, the low, steady light, the gentle movement of air, and the reassuring stillness surrounding you, each sensation flowing naturally into the next, creating a smooth, hypnotic continuity. Within this medieval castle, wrapped in silence and softened illumination, your awareness may drift deeper still, settling comfortably into the calm, steady presence of the night, quiet and uninterrupted. At the very center of the castle, where stone walls are thickest and the night feels most secure, the silence becomes deeply settled and steady. Torchlight here is barely aglow, resting softly against ancient stone that feels cool, smooth, and unwavering. The air drifts slowly through narrow interior spaces, carrying faint traces of dust, aged wood, and stone that has remained untouched through countless quiet hours. Every sound is distant and muted, the gentle settling of beams, the soft breath of air through unseen passages, the subtle easing of masonry into rest, all unfolding in a calm, predictable rhythm that allows the mind to sink further into stillness. These inner chambers feel completely removed from motion and time. Doors remain closed, their surfaces worn smooth by years of gentle use, while simple furnishings rest undisturbed. Tables are lined carefully, benches placed with intention, shelves holding objects that blend seamlessly into the quiet. Draped fabrics hang loosely, their folds softened by dim light, offering texture without movement or distraction. Even imagined footsteps seem distant here, brief and quiet, dissolving immediately back into silence. Above, through small openings, the night sky remains unchanged and serene. Stars hold steady, moonlight rests lightly along distant towers, and the outlines of rooftops remain motionless beneath the sky. A light breeze passes occasionally, brushing softly across stone surfaces and carrying a faint, natural sound from far beyond the walls. Before fading again into calm, the outside world feels far away and gentle, blending naturally with the interior quiet. Soft repetitions continue to guide awareness, a bell sounding faintly and far off, the subtle shift of fabric, the quiet echo of movement somewhere deep within the castle, each sound arriving slowly, then fading completely. Your breathing follows this same enforced rhythm, steady and calm, aligning effortlessly with the castle's cadence. The walls feel protective and enduring, holding the night gently in place, allowing thoughts to loosen and drift without direction. Allow your attention to rest on the cool stone, the low glow of light, the gentle movement of air, and the reassuring stillness around you, each sensation flowing naturally into the next, creating a smooth, hypnotic continuity. Within this medieval castle, surrounded by softened light and deep quiet, your awareness may drift further still, settling comfortably into the calm, steady presence of the night, held gently in silence. Beyond even the innermost rooms, the castle settles into a depth of quiet that feels unchanging, as though the night has fully claimed every stone. Torchlight is now little more than a gentle presence, steady and warm, resting against walls that feel cool, smooth, and completely still. The air moves slowly through hidden passages, carrying faint traces of dust, old wood, and stone that has rested in silence for centuries. Every sound is distant and softened, the quiet easing of timber, the low breath of air through unseen gaps, the subtle settling of ancient masonry, all unfolding in a slow, predictable rhythm that allows the mind to drift without resistance. These spaces feel preserved for rest alone, untouched by urgency or movement. Doors remain closed, their surfaces worn smooth, while simple furnishings rest exactly where they belong. Tables are lined neatly, benches placed with quiet intention, shelves holding objects that blend naturally into the stillness. Draped fabrics hang loosely, their folds softened by dim light, offering texture without motion. Even imagined movement feels slow here, gentle and brief, dissolving almost immediately back into silence. High above, through narrow openings, the night sky remains calm and unchanged. Stars hold steady, moonlight rests lightly along distant towers, and the outlines of rooftops remain motionless beneath the sky. A faint breeze passes occasionally, brushing softly across stone surfaces and carrying a gentle sound from far beyond the walls. Before fading again into quiet, the outside world feels distant and unintrusive, blending seamlessly with the interior calm. Soft repetitions continue to guide awareness, a bell sounding faintly in the distance, the subtle shift of fabric, the quiet echo of movement far away, each sound arriving slowly, then fading completely. Your breathing mirrors this same unforced rhythm, steady and calm, aligning effortlessly with the cadence of the castle. The walls feel protective and enduring, holding the night gently in place, allowing thoughts to loosen and drift freely. Let your attention rest on the cool stone, the low, steady light, the gentle movement of air, and the reassuring stillness surrounding you, each sensation flowing naturally into the next, creating a smooth, hypnotic continuity. Within this medieval castle, wrapped in silence and softened illumination, your awareness may drift deeper still, settling comfortably into the calm, steady presence of the night, quiet and uninterrupted. Slowly, the castle's deeper corridors seem to breathe with you, not in motion, but in presence. Long hallways stretch onward with no urgency, their length softened by shadow and gentle light that never flickers or fades. Stone arches rise overhead, repeating at a calm, even distance, creating a visual rhythm that feels predictable and reassuring. Each step imagined along these floors is quiet, absorbed instantly by thick stone, leaving no echo behind, only silence returning to itself. Along the walls, banners hang heavy and still, their colors muted by age and low light. Fabric edges rest without movement, threads relaxed, patterns familiar yet unremarkable, allowing the mind to observe without engaging. Shields and crests remain fixed in place, their surfaces dulled and calm, reflecting only a soft glow that never sharpens. Nothing here demands attention. Nothing pulls the senses forward too quickly. Everything invites patience. Somewhere beyond these halls, deeper within the structure, a watchtower stands unmoving against the night. From its height, the world outside remains slow and distant. Forests dark and quiet, paths empty, villages resting under the same unbroken sky. No signals rise, no fires flare, no horns sound. The land itself seems paused, resting alongside the castle, sharing the same steady stillness. Within the walls, the air remains cool and even, brushing lightly against stone and skin alike, carrying the faint scent of iron, old leather, and dust settled long ago. Each breath feels unhurried, smooth, complete. Thoughts follow that same pace, arriving gently, then dissolving before forming shape. There is no need to remember, no need to anticipate, only the quiet continuation of the moment. Occasionally, a sound emerges so faint it barely registers, a distant creak, a soft shift of weight far above, the quiet settling of wood responding to temperature and time. These sounds never linger, they pass through awareness like mist, leaving calm untouched behind them. The castle does not awaken from these moments, it remains at rest, holding the night securely. As awareness drifts further inward, the repetition of arches, shadows, and silence becomes soothing, predictable, safe, almost timeless. The medieval walls have witnessed countless nights like this one, each passing gently, without interruption. You are simply sharing this pause, this steady stretch of time, where nothing changes and nothing needs to, as the castle continues to stand quietly, breathing its ancient calm into the surrounding darkness. Beyond those arches, the corridor widens almost without notice, the change so subtle it feels natural, as if the space itself decided to open just a little more. The ceiling lifts higher here, allowing the darkness above to feel spacious rather than heavy. Light pulls gently along the stone floor, not cast from a single source, but resting there as though it has always belonged. Nothing shifts suddenly, nothing surprises the senses. To one side, tall windows stand narrow and deep within the walls, their glass thick and uneven. Through them, moonlight enters in softened bands, stretching slowly across the stone before dissolving. Outside remains distant and calm. Clouds drift so slowly they seem nearly still, stars fixed in their places, the night sky unchanging. Even time feels slower here, stretched thin, unimportant. Nearby, a long wooden table rests against the wall, its surface worn smooth by centuries of quiet use. No objects clutter it now. No signs of urgency remain. The wood holds a deep, settled warmth, contrasting gently with the cool stone around it. Benches sit close, untouched, perfectly aligned, as if waiting without expectation. The room does not feel empty. It feels complete. The air carries a deeper stillness here, thicker somehow, yet easier to breathe. Each inhale feels rounded, full, effortless. Each exhale fades without sound. Muscles loosen without instruction, releasing small tensions that no longer have purpose. The body responds instinctively to the environment, matching its steadiness, its refusal to rush. Far above, unseen beams support the ceiling, their weight balanced and secure. They do not creak now, they do not shift. The structure holds itself effortlessly, just as it has through countless silent hours. There is comfort in that reliability, in knowing nothing needs attention, nothing requires correction. As awareness lingers, the rhythm of the space becomes familiar. Stone, shadow, light, silence, repeating without variation. Thoughts slow to match it, smoothing out their edges. Even curiosity softens, content to rest rather than explore further. The castle offers no demands, no direction, only continuity. Here, within these walls, the night continues its gentle stretch, unmarked, uninterrupted, deeply calm. The corridor does not lead anywhere urgent. It simply exists, allowing you to remain within it, sharing this unbroken moment. As the medieval stone holds steady, quiet, and endlessly at ease. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the corridor narrows again, not in a way that confines, but in a way that guides attention inward. The walls draw a little closer, their surfaces softened by age, edges rounded by countless passing hours. Stone here feels gentler, as if time itself has polished every line. Shadows settle naturally into the grooves, unmoving, content to remain. Torches rest in iron brackets along the walls, unlit, their presence more symbolic than functional. They do not promise light, they simply belong. The iron has darkened over centuries, matte and quiet, holding no shine, no sharpness. Even unused, they contribute to the balance of the space, reminders of patience rather than action. The floor beneath remains even and steady, each step imagined without sound. Nothing echoes sharply here. Sound dissolves before it can travel far, absorbed by stone, by air, by stillness. Silence is not empty. It is layered, dense, reassuring. It presses gently, like a heavy blanket laid with care. Somewhere nearby, unseen, a faint draft moves through the passage, barely stirring the air. It carries the coolness of the outer walls, the calm of open night. The movement is so slow it feels more like a breath than a breeze. It passes, then settles again, leaving the air perfectly balanced. Along one section of wall, carved symbols emerge from shadow, their shapes softened and worn. They no longer demand understanding. Their meaning has faded into texture, into pattern, into quiet decoration. The stone remembers them, even if the mind does not need to. Eyes can rest there without effort, following the curves, then drifting away. The ceiling lowers slightly now, encouraging relaxation rather than alertness. It creates a sense of shelter, of being held safely within the structure. Nothing presses down, nothing restricts. It simply reminds the body that it is protected, supported, allowed to rest fully. Breathing continues at an easy rhythm, unmeasured and natural. Each inhale arrives smoothly. Each exhale leaves without resistance. Thoughts thin out, spacing themselves farther apart, leaving gentle pauses in between. Those pauses stretch, becoming comfortable, familiar, welcome. The castle remains awake in its own way, not active, not watchful, just present. Stone listens without judgment. Walls observe without memory. Time moves forward, but so slowly it feels almost still. And within this calm passage, surrounded by medieval quiet, there is nothing else to do, and nowhere else you need to be. Beyond the narrowing corridor, the space opens gently once more, not suddenly, not dramatically, but with a gradual ease that feels intentional. The stone widens its embrace, allowing the air to feel lighter, more spacious, while still remaining calm and contained. Nothing here asks for attention. Everything simply allows awareness to soften. Tall arches rise along the sides, their curves smooth and unbroken. They do not tower in dominance, but in quiet confidence, holding the weight above without strain. Each arch has stood through countless nights, unchanged, dependable, steady. Looking at them feels grounding, like resting against something that will not move. The floor transitions subtly, the stones laid in broader patterns now. This seems less frequent. It creates a visual rhythm that slows the mind further, encouraging a gentle, unhurried drift. There is no need to count the steps. The path carries itself forward, without effort. Cool air lingers here, balanced perfectly between warmth and chill. It settles comfortably against the skin, neither noticeable nor absent. Breathing aligns naturally with the space, deepening without instruction, in hand out. Each cycle smooth, each pause unforced, each moment quietly complete. At the far edge of the hall, a long wooden bench rests against the wall. Its surface is worn smooth, shaped by time rather than tools. The wood holds the faint memory of warmth, of stillness, of countless pauses taken here before, even imagined. It invites rest, without expectation. Above, narrow windows line the upper stonework, their glass darkened by night. No moonlight enters directly. Instead, a dim, ambient glow seems to exist on its own, born from stone, from air, from silence itself. The shadows they cast are soft and stable, unmoving, reassuring. Somewhere deeper within the castle, a distant creak settles and fades, not sharp enough to disturb, not loud enough to define. It feels like the structure adjusting gently, breathing in its own slow rhythm. The sound dissolves naturally, leaving the quiet untouched. The mind continues to loosen its grip, releasing details it no longer needs. Thoughts slow, then pause, then drift apart, leaving longer spaces of ease between them. Awareness becomes wider, softer, less focused on edges, and more attuned to presence. This hall does not rush you forward. It does not urge you to stop. It simply exists alongside you, allowing time to stretch, allowing stillness to deepen. And as the medieval stone holds its silent vigil, your body remains supported, relaxed, and safe, moving gently forward, without effort, without urgency, without weight. Gradually, the whole transitions once again, not through a visible boundary, but through a subtle shift in atmosphere. The air becomes slightly warmer here, carrying a sense of enclosure that feels comforting rather than confined. Stone walls curve inward, just enough to create intimacy, as though the castle itself is guiding everything toward deeper rest. Tapestries line portions of the walls, their colors muted by age and low light. The woven scenes are indistinct now, softened into patterns rather than stories. Threads blend together quietly, absorbing sound, absorbing attention. There is no need to interpret them. Simply knowing they are there is enough. The floor beneath feels steadier still, as if every stone has settled completely into place. Nothing creaks, nothing shifts. The imagined steps remain slow, even, unhurried. Each movement forward feels lighter, less deliberate, almost automatic, as though the path gently carries itself. In this space, silence takes on a warmer tone. It is not cool or distant, but close and reassuring. It wraps around the room, filling every corner evenly. Even the smallest sounds seem unnecessary here, choosing not to form at all. The quiet remains intact, unbroken. A long table rests at the center of the chamber, its surface bare, smooth, undisturbed. No chairs are pulled out. No objects remain behind. The table does not suggest activity or gathering, only balance and symmetry. Its presence anchors the room, giving the eye a place to rest before drifting again. Above, heavy beams cross the ceiling, darkened with time, solid and unmoving. They do not draw attention upward aggressively. Instead, they create a sense of shelter, a gentle reminder of support overhead. The weight they carry is unseen, unfelt, completely managed. Breathing continues slowly, naturally, without direction. The chest rises and falls with ease, pauses lengthening comfortably between each cycle. Muscles soften further, releasing tension that no longer serves any purpose. The body understands this space instinctively, responding without thought. The mind drifts now with less structure, thoughts appearing only briefly before fading away again. There is no need to follow them. Each one passes like a quiet ripple across still water, leaving the surface calm once more. Time here feels stretched, unmeasured, unimportant. The medieval chamber holds its silence patiently, allowing rest to deepen naturally. And as the warmth of stone and stillness settles in, everything continues forward gently, without pressure, without expectation, without need to arrive anywhere at all. Past the warmth of the chamber, the passage eases forward again, carrying the same quiet rhythm without interruption. The stone narrows slightly, then steadies, as if finding the most comfortable shape for stillness to settle. Nothing changes abruptly. Each detail arrives slowly, allowing the mind to remain unbothered, unalert. Here, the walls feel thicker, older, layered with centuries of calm. Their surfaces hold subtle variations, shallow indentations, where hands may have brushed long ago, now softened into texture. These marks do not tell stories anymore. They simply exist, blending into the whole, adding depth without demanding attention. The air grows noticeably stable, no longer shifting or drifting. It rests evenly, surrounding everything with quiet balance. Breathing follows naturally, smooth and unforced, the pauses between breaths stretching just a little longer than before. There is no effort involved. The body knows exactly how to respond. A faint scent of aged stone and old wood lingers here, barely perceptible, more imagined than real. It adds another layer of grounding, another reason for the senses to relax rather than search. Nothing new enters, nothing leaves. The moment feels contained, complete. Along the right side, a shallow alcove appears, empty and undisturbed. It does not serve a purpose now, and it does not need one. Its presence is enough, offering a small pocket of depth within the wall, a quiet visual pause before attention drifts onward again. Light remains low and even, without flicker or source. Shadows stay exactly where they are, stable and predictable. The eyes have nothing to track, nothing to adjust to. This steadiness allows awareness to soften further, sinking comfortably into the background. Thoughts continue to thin, arriving less frequently, dissolving more quickly. When they appear, they carry no urgency, no weight. They pass through gently, like distant echoes fading before they can fully form. Time feels increasingly abstract here. Minutes no longer announce themselves. Progress no longer needs to be measured. The medieval stone holds everything in a slow, steady pause, allowing rest to deepen naturally. And as the passage continues forward in its calm, unbroken way, the body remains supported. The breath remains smooth, and the quiet continues to expand, effortlessly, patiently, without any need to hurry. Further along, the passage subtly bends, not sharply enough to suggest a turn, but gently enough to shift perspective. The stone seems to guide awareness sideways for a moment, encouraging the mind to release its sense of straight lines and clear direction. The curve feels natural, intentional, as though it has always been this way. Here, the walls appear smoother, their texture softened by generations of stillness. Any sharp edges have long since disappeared, leaving behind rounded forms that feel calming to observe. Even imagined fingertips would glide easily across the surface, encountering nothing abrupt, nothing unexpected. The air settles deeper in this section, carrying a quiet heaviness that is comforting rather than dense. It feels like calm itself has weight, gently pressing downward, encouraging the shoulders to loosen, the jaw to unclench, the body to sink more fully into rest. Breathing adapts without thought, slowing slightly, deepening naturally. A narrow ledge runs along part of the wall, empty and clean, its purpose forgotten. It does not ask to be used, it simply exists. Another steady line within the space, offering the eyes a place to pause before drifting again. Nothing rests upon it, nothing disturbs it. Silence here feels complete, not empty, not hollow, but full in a way that leaves no gaps. Even the idea of sound seems unnecessary. The castle holds this quiet effortlessly, as if it were one of its strongest foundations. Overhead, the ceiling arches a little higher again, creating a sense of openness without exposure. It allows the mind to expand slightly, then relax back inward, finding balance between space and shelter. There is no tension in this movement, only ease. Thoughts now appear only faintly, like distant shapes seen through fog. They do not hold form for long. Each one dissolves before it can gather meaning, leaving behind a smooth, uninterrupted calm. Awareness drifts more freely, less attached to detail. The sense of time continues to blur. Moments stretch and soften, blending together without edges. There is no beginning to mark, no end to anticipate. Everything exists in a steady, continuous flow. As the passage carries on in this quiet curve, the medieval stone remains constant, supportive, unchanged. And within this gentle progression, the body rests deeper still, calm held by calm, silence held by silence, moving forward without effort. After the gentle curve, the corridor straightens once more, settling into a familiar calm that feels almost comforting in its predictability. The stone seems to recognize this rhythm, maintaining a steady presence that asks nothing of the mind. Everything aligns again, quietly, naturally. The walls here are uninterrupted, broad and even, offering long stretches of unbroken surface. Their uniformity encourages the eyes to soften, to stop searching for variation. Attention drifts across the stone slowly, then releases it altogether, allowing focus to dissolve into a pleasant haze. Air remains cool and balanced, resting comfortably around the body. It neither moves nor stagnates, existing in a perfect stillness that mirrors the slowing breath. Inhaling feels effortless, exhaling feels complete. The pauses between breaths lengthen gently, without intention, without control. Along the left side, a heavy wooden door is set into the wall, closed and undisturbed. Its surface is plain, reinforced with simple iron bands, dulled by age. It does not suggest entry or curiosity. It simply belongs to the space, sealed, quiet, complete as it is. No light escapes from beneath it. No sound presses against it from the other side. The door remains part of the stillness, not a break from it. The mind acknowledges it briefly, then moves on, unburdened by questions. The floor continues beneath with steady assurance, each stone resting perfectly in place. There is no unevenness, no need to adjust. The imagined movement forward feels smoother now, almost gliding, as if effort itself has faded into the background. Thoughts become rarer still. When they appear, they carry no narrative, no images that demand attention. They are soft impressions, passing sensations, dissolving before they fully form. Awareness rests more in the body than the mind now, grounded and calm. Time feels distant, no longer relevant. The medieval corridor exists outside of clocks and measures, holding everything in a quiet suspension. Nothing changes quickly, nothing needs to change at all. And as the passage continues forward in its steady calm, the body remains relaxed, supported by stone and silence alike, drifting deeper into rest, guided gently onward without any sense of destination. Beyond the sealed door, the corridor softens again, as though responding to the growing quiet within. The stone seems warmer here, not in temperature, but in presence, carrying a sense of calm familiarity. Nothing feels new. Everything feels settled, already known, already safe. Subtle variations appear along the walls, shallow recesses where stone blocks meet, creating gentle patterns that the eyes can follow without effort. These lines do not interrupt the space. They flow naturally, guiding attention slowly forward, then allowing it to drift away once more. The air remains steady, resting close without pressing in. Each breath continues in an unhurried rhythm, smooth and even, with long, comfortable pauses that require no awareness. The body responds instinctively, releasing tension that has quietly lingered, allowing muscles to rest fully. Somewhere above, far beyond sight, the structure holds firm. There is no creaking, no shifting, no sign of movement. The weight of the castle is perfectly balanced, carried without strain. This stability settles inward, offering reassurance that nothing needs to be monitored or controlled. Along the corridor, a low stone bench emerges from the wall, carved directly from the surrounding blocks. Its surface is cool, smooth, and unused. It does not call for rest, nor does it deny it. It simply exists, another expression of stillness shaped into form. Light continues to remain diffuse and gentle, with no visible source. Shadows are soft and predictable, resting quietly where they have chosen to remain. The eyes no longer search for contrast. Vision becomes secondary, yielding to the deeper sense of calm spreading through the body. Thoughts are now sparse, more like distant impressions than ideas. They pass slowly, leaving long stretches of quiet behind them. The mind no longer feels the need to follow or resolve anything. It rests naturally, suspended in ease. Time continues to lose its edges. Moments blend together, indistinguishable and unmeasured. There is no sense of progress or delay, only a continuous, unbroken flow that feels both endless and complete. As the medieval corridor carries on in this softened calm, everything remains supported, balanced, and at rest. Breath moving gently, awareness drifting quietly, and the stillness deepening on its own, without instruction, without effort. The corridor continues its gentle stretch, steady and unbroken, as if the castle itself has extended this calm intentionally. Stone walls rise evenly on either side, their surfaces cool, smooth, and unchanging. There are no abrupt textures, no sharp lines, only a consistent rhythm that encourages awareness to soften. Air drifts lightly through the space, steady and balanced. It brushes gently against the skin, neither cold nor warm, simply present. Each inhalation feels effortless. Each exhale releases without resistance. Pauses between breaths lengthen naturally, unforced, as the body sinks deeper into ease. Along the right wall, narrow alcoves appear intermittently. They are empty, silent, unremarkable, yet their presence adds subtle variation without disturbing the overall stillness. The eyes may rest on them briefly, then drift away, following the steady cadence of the corridor. Overhead, the ceiling arches remain consistent, unchanging, providing shelter without dominance. Their height offers openness, a gentle sense of space that does not alarm or distract. Shadows fall softly along the curves, unmoving, predictable, reassuring. The floor underfoot feels perfectly even, each stone set without flaw. Imagine steps glide smoothly forward, absorbed by the surrounding quiet. Nothing echoes sharply, nothing interrupts the flow. Silence remains complete, layered, and calming. Far above, distant beams hold the structure securely, unseen but felt. There is no movement, no creak, no shift. The weight of centuries is carried effortlessly. This sense of reliability extends inward, influencing the body and mind, inviting rest without concern. Thoughts are now rare and gentle. When they appear, they carry no urgency or narrative. They fade quickly, leaving longer spaces of stillness between them. Awareness settles into the surrounding calm, fully present yet undemanding. Time seems almost irrelevant here. Moments stretch seamlessly, flowing together in a continuous, unbroken sequence. There is no rush, no anticipation, no endpoint, only the present, steady and serene. And as this passage continues, the castle's quiet holds everything securely. The body drifts into deeper relaxation, the mind eases into calm, and the medieval stone offers support, presence, and stillness, all moving gently forward without effort. The corridor stretches on, uninterrupted, carrying the same gentle rhythm that has guided each step so far. Stone walls rise on either side, cool and unyielding, yet somehow inviting in their quiet stability. Their surfaces are worn smooth over centuries, edges softened, lines blurred, offering the eyes nothing abrupt to focus on, only continuity. The air drifts steadily, neither warm nor cold, simply present. Each inhale feels natural. Each exhale releases fully, leaving pauses that lengthen without conscious effort. Muscles continue to relax, shoulders drop, and the body responds instinctively to the surrounding calm. Even imagined movement forward is effortless, absorbed by the silent stone beneath. Along the walls, occasional shallow niches appear, empty and unobtrusive. They do not demand attention. They exist only to provide gentle variation, subtle markers in the unbroken rhythm of the passage. Light remains diffuse, shadows soft, predictable, stable, giving the eyes a place to rest without effort. Above, ceiling arches continue their quiet repetition. They hold the weight of the structure without strain, rising smoothly and evenly, offering openness without exposure. The dimly lit shadows accentuate their curves, reinforcing a sense of continuity and security. The floor beneath is steady, each stone perfectly aligned. Even imagined footsteps glide without sound, absorbed completely by the surrounding stillness. No creaks, no echoes, no abruptness, only calm. Silence is layered and full, almost tangible in its weightless presence. Distant, faint sounds may occasionally emerge, a settling of timber, a subtle shifting of stone, a quiet echo carried far along the walls. None are startling, all fade quickly into the background, leaving stillness intact. The body and mind remain unaffected, simply observing without concern. Thoughts appear only briefly now, soft impressions rather than ideas. Each one passes without resistance, dissolving into the vast calm of the corridor. Awareness becomes more bodily than mental, grounded in breath and space, flowing naturally with each inhale and exhale. Time continues to blur. Minutes stretch and soften, blending together without edges or markers. The corridor feels timeless, existing outside measurement, untouched by urgency or expectation. And as the corridor moves forward in its gentle, unbroken way, the castle continues to offer quiet support. Stone holding stone, air holding stillness, breath holding the body, and the mind drifting naturally into ease, deeper with every step. The passage continues to unfold with a calm inevitability. Stone walls rising evenly on either side, unchanging yet reassuring. Their surfaces are smooth, softened by centuries, carrying a subtle warmth despite the cool touch of the stone. Nothing distracts, nothing interrupts. Awareness can simply rest in the rhythm of the space. Air drifts lightly through the corridor, steady, balanced, neither warm nor cold. Each inhale is smooth, each exhale complete, with gentle pauses that lengthen naturally. Muscles release further, shoulders drop, the body settles deeper, guided by the quiet that surrounds it. Even the imagined movement forward feels effortless, fully absorbed by the steady floor beneath. Along the walls, shallow niches appear intermittently, empty, unremarkable, yet providing a subtle visual cadence. They do not demand attention. The eyes notice, then drift again, following the slow continuity of the hall. Shadows remain soft and stable, diffuse and gentle, offering visual rest rather than stimulation. Above, ceiling arches repeat in quiet succession. Smooth curves rise overhead, supporting the stone above without strain. Dim light pulls along their surfaces, emphasizing stability, predictability, and calm. The arches offer a sense of openness, a gentle shelter that guides awareness without forcing focus. The floor is perfectly even. Imagine steps glide along the passage without sound, absorbed completely by the surrounding stillness. Silence is full, layered, and tactile in its quiet weight, offering a tangible sense of ease. Occasionally, distant subtle sounds arise, the soft settling of beams, a faint sigh of air, a distant echo traveling along the stone. Each passes swiftly, leaving calm entirely undisturbed. Awareness remains grounded, unaffected, fully supported by the consistent rhythm of the castle. Thoughts appear rarely, faint impressions that dissolve immediately, leaving wide stretches of unbroken mental stillness. Awareness rests in the body, in breath, in space, aligned with the timeless calm around. Time loses its meaning. Moments stretch seamlessly into one another. There is no beginning or end. The corridor exists purely in unbroken continuity, a gentle thread guiding the mind and body forward without effort. And as the passage continues its quiet progress, the castle offers steadfast support, stone holding stone, air holding stillness, breath holding the body, mind drifting deeper into calm, and awareness flowing effortlessly with the unchanging rhythm of the medieval hall. The corridor gradually narrows again, though only just enough to guide attention inward. Walls rise smoothly on either side, cool, textured, and familiar, their surfaces polished softly by centuries of stillness. Each detail is subtle, inviting the mind to observe without effort, then release, allowing awareness to drift naturally along the passage. Air lingers gently in this section, neither moving nor stagnant, a quiet presence that brushes lightly across skin. Each breath remains calm and unforced. Inhale, exhale, with longer pauses that encourage muscles to release tension without thought. The body responds instinctively, sinking further into ease with each cycle of breath. Small alcoves appear intermittently along the walls, shallow and empty, offering soft visual markers. They are quiet, still, and unobtrusive, allowing attention to pause momentarily, then drift again. Following the corridor's steady rhythm, shadows are gentle and stable, blending seamlessly with the stone surfaces, providing continuity without distraction. The floor beneath is smooth and even, each stone perfectly aligned. Imagine footsteps glide softly, absorbed completely into the surrounding silence. No creaks, no echoes, no sudden noises, only calm, continuous, and unbroken. High above, ceiling arches rise predictably, strong and supportive, offering openness without alarm. Their curves create a gentle visual rhythm that guides awareness forward. Light remains diffuse and soft, casting shadows that do not move, do not shift, offering comfort, not contrast. Distant, faint sounds sometimes appear, a subtle settling of stone, a low whisper of air, or a quiet echo far along the walls. None are intrusive, all fade into the calm, leaving stillness intact. The mind observes briefly, then releases, returning to effortless quiet. Thoughts become fewer and lighter. Each one appears like a fleeting shadow, dissolving immediately into the surrounding calm. Awareness rests increasingly in the body, in the sensation of breath, In the soft presence of the medieval stone around you, time feels slow, almost suspended. Moments blend seamlessly, flowing without edges, beginning or end. There is only the gentle continuity of the corridor, guiding the body and mind into deeper, unbroken calm. And as the passage carries on, stone holding stone, air holding stillness, breath holding the body, awareness drifts naturally, deeper into the quiet, supported entirely by the timeless calm of the medieval hall. The corridor widens slightly, offering a gentle sense of space without urgency or distraction. Stone walls rise evenly on either side, cool and smooth. Their surface is softened by centuries of quiet. Each detail is subtle, allowing attention to notice briefly, then drift effortlessly back into calm. Nothing demands focus. Everything remains steady. Air moves faintly through the passage, steady and balanced, brushing lightly against skin. Breathing aligns naturally. Inhale, exhale, with long, unforced pauses that allow the body to release tension further. Muscles soften instinctively, shoulders drop, jaw relaxes, and the mind follows the rhythm of the surrounding stillness. Along the walls, shallow alcoves and recesses appear intermittently, empty and undisturbed, offering visual pauses without interruption. Shadows remain soft, predictable, and stable, blending seamlessly with the stone, giving the eyes a gentle place to rest without engagement. The floor beneath is steady, stones aligned evenly, absorbing every imagined step. Movement forward feels smooth, effortless, as if carried by the calm itself. No creaks, no echoes, no sudden sounds disturb the continuous quiet. Silence is complete, layered, tangible in its presence. Ceiling arches above maintain their predictable curve, holding the weight of the structure with quiet assurance. The dim light resting along their surfaces emphasizes continuity and stability, encouraging awareness to follow the gentle flow without thought. Distant sounds may appear soft settling of timber, faint echo along the stone, but none intrude. Each passes quickly, leaving the calm undisturbed. Awareness observes briefly, then returns to ease, fully supported by the rhythm of the corridor. Thoughts are now rare and fleeting, dissolving as soon as they appear. Awareness rests increasingly in the breath, the body, the surrounding stone. The mind drifts freely, unburdened, fully immersed in the gentle cadence of the medieval space. Time becomes abstract, stretching seamlessly, unmeasured. There is no urgency, no goal, only the continuous flow of the corridor, guiding body and mind into deeper calm. And as the passage continues forward, stone holding stone, air holding stillness, breath holding the body, awareness drifts gently, naturally, deeper into the serene, unbroken quiet of the medieval hall. The passage narrows subtly once more, drawing the focus inward without force. Walls rise steadily on either side, cool and textured, softened by the passage of centuries. Each detail is gentle, unobtrusive, inviting the mind to notice briefly, then release. Awareness drifts naturally along the corridor, carried by the calm rhythm of stone and shadow. Air lingers lightly, neither moving nor stagnant, a steady presence that brushes softly against skin. Breathing continues with ease. Inhale, exhale. Pauses lengthen naturally, encouraging the body to relax deeper. Muscles release automatically. Shoulders drop further. The body melts quietly into the surrounding stillness. Small alcoves punctuate the walls occasionally, shallow and empty, offering subtle visual variation without demanding attention. Shadows remain soft and predictable, blending into the stone seamlessly, giving the eyes a gentle resting point without distraction. The floor remains perfectly even, each stone set firmly in place. Imagine footsteps glide forward smoothly, fully absorbed by the surrounding silence. There are no echoes, no creaks, no sudden disruptions, only the continuous, reassuring quiet that permeates the hall. Above, ceiling arches continue their unchanging curve, rising steadily and holding the structure securely. Dim, diffused light pulls along the surfaces, highlighting continuity and stability, reinforcing calm. Awareness follows the gentle visual rhythm effortlessly. Faint sounds may drift through the corridor, the subtle settling of beams, a soft exhale of air, a distant echo along stone. Each passes quickly, leaving the quiet intact. The mind observes without engagement, returning effortlessly to calm. Thoughts now appear briefly, dissolving immediately, leaving spaciousness between them. Awareness rests in the body, in breath, in the timeless calm of the castle. The mind drifts freely, fully aligned with the steady, unbroken rhythm of the corridor. Time stretches without edges, seamless and unmeasured. There is no urgency, no destination. Only the flow of the medieval hall, carrying the body and mind forward into deeper, uninterrupted rest. And as the corridor continues, stone supporting stone, air holding stillness, breath holding the body, awareness drifts naturally, deeper into calm, silent, and entirely unforced. The corridor stretches onward, with gentle certainty, its stone walls rising evenly on either side, smooth, cool, and unchanging, yet comforting in their presence. Each detail is subtle, allowing the mind to observe briefly before releasing, drifting naturally along the passage without effort. The rhythm of the castle carries awareness effortlessly. Air rests evenly around the body, steady and light. Each inhale is calm, each exhale complete, with pauses growing longer, encouraging muscles to release fully. Shoulders drop, the jaw softens, and the body melts deeper into the quiet. Imagined movement forward is effortless, absorbed completely into the stillness of the stone beneath. Shallow alcoves continue along the walls, empty, silent, unobtrusive, providing soft visual markers for the eyes to rest upon without engagement. Shadows remain soft, predictable, blending with stone, allowing the mind to relax further into the calm. The floor is even, stones settle perfectly, absorbing any sound. Imagine footsteps glide along it without echo or creak. Silence is tangible, layered, complete. The corridor feels both vast and intimate, holding every breath, every moment perfectly in place. Above, ceiling arches continue their unbroken curve, holding the structure securely. Diffuse light rests along the surfaces, stable and gentle. emphasizing calm, continuity, and reassurance. Awareness drifts naturally with the visual rhythm, finding ease in predictability. Distant faint sounds may emerge, subtle settling of stone, gentle sigh of air, or a quiet echo along walls. None intrude. Each passes quickly, leaving silence intact. Awareness observes, then returns smoothly to the rhythm of the castle. Thoughts are rare, fleeting, dissolving before forming shape. Awareness rests more in the body, in breath, in the surrounding stone, fully aligned with the steady, unbroken cadence of the hall. Time is fluid here, stretching seamlessly without edges. There is no rush, no anticipation, no endpoint, only the continuous, gentle progression of the medieval corridor, guiding the body and mind deeper into calm. And as the passage continues, stone holding stone, air holding stillness, breath holding the body, awareness drifts quietly, effortlessly, endlessly, fully supported by the timeless calm of the castle. The corridor begins to feel wider again, though only subtly, offering a gentle sense of openness without disrupting the calm. Stone walls stretch steadily on either side, cool and textured, their surfaces softened by centuries of stillness. Each detail is minimal, allowing the eyes to rest and the mind to drift effortlessly along the passage. Air remains balanced, neither moving nor stagnant, brushing lightly against the skin. Breathing continues smooth and unforced. Inhale, exhale, with pauses that lengthen naturally. Muscles release further, shoulders drop completely, the body sinking deeper into ease. Even imagined steps forward feel weightless, absorbed entirely by the steady stone beneath. Shallow alcoves appear intermittently along the walls, empty and quiet, providing subtle visual pauses. Shadows remain soft, predictable, and constant, blending seamlessly with the surrounding surfaces. There is nothing to grasp, nothing to track, only gentle repetition guiding awareness. The floor is even and secure, stones perfectly aligned, allowing movement to flow without effort. Silence dominates the space, dense and reassuring, wrapping the body and mind in calm. Distant, faint sounds may arise. A soft creak, the settling of timber, a low echo carried far along the walls. Each passes quickly, leaving stillness undisturbed. Ceiling arches rise predictably above, supporting the weight of the hall effortlessly. Diffuse light rests across their surfaces, soft and stable, reinforcing calm and continuity. Awareness follows the gentle rhythm without strain, absorbing steadiness into the body and mind. Thoughts appear rarely, fleeting and weightless, dissolving before taking form. Awareness rests in breath, body, and stone, fully immersed in the timeless calm of the medieval corridor. Time stretches and softens, flowing seamlessly, unmeasured, without urgency or expectation. And as the passage continues its quiet progression, stone holding stone, air holding stillness, breath holding the body, awareness drifts gently, naturally, deeper into the uninterrupted serenity of the castle, safe, supported, and entirely at ease. At last, the corridor opens into a broader chamber, though still quiet, still calm, still unhurried. Stone walls rise steadily, familiar and steady, their surfaces softened by centuries of use and stillness. Nothing demands attention here. Nothing distracts. The space simply exists, allowing awareness to rest fully, effortlessly. Air remains balanced, lightly brushing the skin, steady and still. Breathing flows naturally. Inhale, exhale, with long, unforced pauses that deepen relaxation. Muscles release completely, shoulders drop. The body settles further into ease. Even imagined movement forward is weightless, carried entirely by the calm rhythm of the castle. Along the walls, shallow alcoves and recesses continue, empty, quiet, unobtrusive, subtle visual markers that allow the eyes to rest without engaging the mind. Shadows remain soft, stable, blending seamlessly with the stone, reinforcing the sense of continuity and safety. The floor beneath is even and smooth, stones perfectly aligned, absorbing any imagined steps. Silence dominates, layered and tangible, wrapping the body and mind in deep, unbroken calm. Distant, faint sound, soft settling of beams, a whisper of air, a far echo may drift briefly, then vanish, leaving the quiet intact. Ceiling arches stretch predictably above, rising smoothly and holding the structure without strain. Diffuse light rests evenly across the surfaces, stable and gentle, emphasizing safety, continuity, and ease. Awareness follows naturally, aligning with the rhythm of stone and shadow, settling deeper still. Thoughts are now rare, light, dissolving before they fully form. Awareness rests fully in the body, in breath, in the surrounding stone, immersed completely in the calm, timeless presence of the medieval hall. Time feels suspended, stretched infinitely, flowing without edges or measure. There is no urgency, no destination, only the continuous, gentle progression of the space, guiding body and mind deeper into unbroken rest. And as the chamber holds its quiet vigil, stone supporting stone, air holding stillness, breath holding the body, awareness drifts effortlessly, endlessly, safely, fully embraced by the serene, timeless calm of the castle.